things that COVID has affected as far as supply chain goes. At first, people were hanging on to things. They weren't quite sure what to do with their pieces. Retailers obviously were trying to figure out how to sell when people weren't allowed to go out. And it seems like people kind of had a stock of inventory. We found a big jump in our online sales in 2020. So people were sitting home, not traveling, not going out to eat. So they were buying from home and became very comfortable shopping online. Photos are important, cataloging, descriptions. We try to do our best to give as much information as possible. So the general slant was upward for diamond sales. So one of the trends, though, that we were seeing is fancy cut diamonds. So marquee, pear shape, ovals. And that a lot of that is sort of driven by the celebrity trend for engagement rings. So a lot of people like Ariana Grande, they've had these unusual settings for jewelry instead of just the typical solitaire round. Rounds are historically sort of they maintain their value, their popularity for a long time. So the fancy shapes tend to go in and out of fashion. So the princess cuts, the marquise, ovals. So we're seeing sort of an uptick in those fancy shapes right now. Okay. So we do have quite a few items in our sale that are all on our website. The ha.com website is real easy to search. And you can put in a keyword and pull up if you're looking specifically for an emerald cut diamond, for example. I have on this 3-stone. That is one of our featured lots on the cover. The center is an 8-carat 48 and 2 sizable side stones as well. So this is a fantastic 3-stone ring in one of those fancy cuts.
That one is gorgeous.
Thank you. This is from a Texas estate. There are some other beautiful pieces from the same consignor, but this is definitely the highlight of the collection. But so I mentioned those fancy cuts, and I think we did have some images online of the oval, marquee, and pear shapes. The fun thing about auction is if you see something and it's not set in the mounting that you prefer, you can always do whatever you want with it. If you're not looking for an engagement ring and you want a pendant, you can certainly reset that stone however you like.
So that's a great point.
It's great. Everyone's talking about sustainability and environmental impacts and reusing, upcycling materials. So auction is a great place to look for stones. If you're not looking for a specific piece of jewelry, but you need a stone and you want to mount it in something else, then there's a lot of great options at auction.
Wonderful idea. Okay. So let's look at some of these.
Yeah. So I think they showed those 3 fancy shapes that I mentioned on the web. Yep, there's the oval.
Very pretty. All right. Well, what else? So colored stones are big right now.
Definitely.
Right?
So everybody sort of has a jewelry bucket list. And that typically includes sapphires, rubies, and emeralds. We have one of the most important things when you're purchasing a sapphire or a ruby or an emerald is origin and treatment. So we have a few examples here in real life. So top origin would be cashmere. We don't have any cashmeres in this particular auction, but we do have a couple Burmas. This is a Burma sapphire. It is 2-carat 88, and there's no heat enhancement to this. I'm gonna find the camera. No heat enhancement. Oftentimes sapphires are heated, and it is an acceptable treatment within the jewelry industry. It does improve the color, but when it's naturally unheated and the color is as vibrant and saturated as this one is, that increases the value.
Okay.
We also have a Burma ruby. This one's a cabochon, and it's in a fantastic mounting. It's got great height to it, and lots of pretty sparkly diamonds surrounding. But the color is just so deep and saturated on this ruby. And this one is also no heat, so no heat treatment. And these both have Burma origin. You'll see on certificates Burma, Myanmar, and with Ceylon sapphires, Sri Lanka. And because of political issues, the names have been changed, but it's pretty common in the jewelry industry when referring to origin. Burma and Ceylon are what you're going to hear.
Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of Ceylon, we have a fabulous large sapphire here as well. It is also no heat, 23 karat 42. And you can see all of these online, or you can come visit us in person, if possible, at one of our 3 previews in Dallas, Beverly Hills, and New York, and get a closer look at all these. But the photos online are fantastic because you can zoom in on them, and there's different angles. You can take a look at the details. We also post the gemological reports. This one has an AGL report, so that is available there, and it notes the treatment, the origin, and all the details on the stone.
So pretty much any question you might have is answered on this website.
We try our best to answer everything online. Anything that you can't find online, you can certainly ask one of the specialists. We're located all over the US in different offices, but we're just an email or phone call away, and happy to FaceTime and do one-on-one video, or send additional photos and videos through email or WeTransfer, WhatsApp. We'll make it work.
Good to know. Good to know. So yellow illuminating yellow was the Pantone color of the year this year, and so we've got some yellow stones.
We do. So we have. Let's see. This was the next one on my list. I think 201. Nope. Oh, that one's online, 201. So a yellow sapphire ring. This is no heat. Beautiful glowing yellow color to match the Pantone for the year. The next one that I wanted to chat about is not a sapphire, but a diamond. And it is a fancy light yellow diamond. So it falls under that same umbrella of the Pantone color. So next year we'll see what Pantone decides we should all be wearing, but for now it's yellow. I think everybody is looking for some brightness and cheer and color. So we have lots of colored stones available in the sale. So if ruby, emerald, sapphire is not what you're looking for, we've got more options. One of those, it's a ruby alternative, is Spinel, and Spinel has often been mistaken for ruby. So they come in reds, pinks, purples. They also come in blues and blacks. And actually my earrings are gray Spinel, which is another variation. So gray is another Pantone color, just FYI for 2021. But Spinels are a fantastic ruby alternative. They are translucent and have these just beautiful colors. We have a few options that were just shown on the web, but you can see sort of the variation in colors. Some look like ruby, some look like garnet, some look like sapphire. There's just lots of options with Spinel, which is not as well known as ruby and sapphire, but they're beautiful options. We've got a Michael Beaudry mounting here. That's fantastic. It's got some great sort of trapezoids on the side. And another few options for the Spinel lovers out there.
Really beautiful shades of wine.
They are. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Then we got emeralds. Did you want to go over the different sources of emeralds?
Yes. So again, origin is key. Most people, when seeking out emeralds, are looking for Colombian. That's sort of the gold standard, or green standard, if you will. As far as the best emeralds. I think it's 2/3 of the world's emeralds come from Colombia, but not to be overlooked are Zambian emeralds. So emeralds can come from a number of different places, including Russia, so Africa, South America, and sometimes you can kind of tell where an emerald is from based on the color, but not always, because there are certainly variations within the mines. Colombian emeralds are going to be a warmer green, so a more of a yellow green. And these two examples, we've got an emerald cut and an oval cut. They are pretty free of inclusions. Emeralds, generally speaking, are going to have what they call a garden. It's a nice way of saying they're included. Just the way that emeralds form, they're naturally included. but these two are pretty clean as far as emeralds go. So these are some nice examples. There are quite a few more within the sale, but these are just two that I pulled out for reference. But the Zambian emeralds, these are going to be a cooler blue-green. Here, I'm going to take a peek at the earrings. Cooler blue-green, deeply saturated. They're great options. Sometimes people dismiss them because they're not Colombian, but there's some beautiful material that comes out of the Zambian location. This particular ring, that one in the middle, is Van Cleef & Arpels. Zambian, and it has a stunning sort of floral motif surround. And I believe these all come with origin reports as well, just to confirm what we know about where they're from. And there's again a little video on this one, a little more detail than what I can show you holding up to the camera here.
Look at that sparkle.
Yeah, we've got some excellent lighting here and some excellent videographers.
Yes. Well, I am partial to emeralds. It's my birthstone, so I have always loved them.
Fantastic.
So I'm happy to see so many in our sale.
Yeah, there's something for everyone, no matter what your color preference is or your birthstone. We've got almost everything.
Well, this auction also has some really interesting pieces from various collections in the States. So let's talk about those.
We have quite a few states. The first one I'm going to talk about is Emily Bourne. She was a California socialite. This photo that we have of her, this is just, what I would aspire to be. She's just so glamorous and so fabulous. We don't actually have any of the pieces she's wearing in this photo, but I just couldn't help but show everybody. A few of her highlights are this Van Cleef & Arpels Ceylon sapphire, yellow sapphire ring. And this one is not enhanced either. There's no treatment to this. So there's a little detail on this guy. Lots of sparkling diamonds surrounding. Ceylon origin. She also has a fabulous blue sapphire ring that's an emerald cut. And it has these elongated baguettes, and they're almost trapezoids. They're sort of a modified baguette, but these are very hard to cut and hard to find. So the price on those is high if you're seeking them out for something.
Right. So
this particular ring just has these gorgeous accent stones on the side and a nice deeply saturated sapphire in the middle. That's lovely. Then those are two highlights from her collection. We also have what is probably the largest collection of Oscar Hyman pieces that we've had the privilege of presenting here at Heritage. Oscar Hyman, fantastic jewelry maker, made a lot of pieces for other houses. Really, when people think of Oscar Hyman, it's the quality. The craftsmanship is just astounding. So a lot of care goes into the pieces that they create. They have an excellent record. They have excellent records. They have a lot of renderings of their pieces. Some of the items from this collection, aside from the animal brooches that we'll show you in just a minute, are these pansies. And we have, here, I'll give this to you.
Sure.
We have two variations on the pansies. We have a brooch earrings in yellow sapphire. And then we also have a ruby version, which are fantastic. So yeah, they're featured in their book, just the design of the pansies. So they're pretty well known for their flora and fauna.
And when you say they have great records, that means if you buy a piece, you're able to track it and see its origin and when it was made.
You are, if a piece isn't already accompanied by a certificate of authenticity, almost every single item has a 4 or 5 digit serial number, and Oscar Hyman can trace back the piece through their records, and they can pull up some of these renderings, like this drawing, for example, matches this piece, and they have them all numbered to match, and they can provide that for a fee. Some of the items we're offering do have those certificates, not all of them do, but because of the collection, this estate, we know exactly where they came from. So
that is such a special touch. I love it.
It is. And Oscar Hyman, this is a fabulous company, still operating in New York. They're family owned. They are very helpful anytime we've had inquiries in the past about pieces. They've been great about pulling records, and actually a few pieces we've offered are featured in the book here too.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's a great read. Kitty West, just a little background on her. Her family was in the cattle business in Texas. So this book doesn't actually have any information about her or her jewelry, but it's an interesting read about her family.
Right.
Because they have a long history in Texas. And as a Texas-based company, we're proud to offer things from Texans.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the video of the animals was shown, but it's there we go. We have quite a few. We've got this cute baby gorilla, elephant, giraffe. There's a whole school of fish and some birds. But the frog actually is not Oscar Hyman, but this is in her collection as well.
So you could really buy a whole menagerie.
Absolutely, the whole arc.
One day. Yes.
Get the whole arc.
Okay, so the estate collections are just fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also got a lot of designer names.
We do.
Highly desirable name brands.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of the most recognizable are the Van Cleef & Arpels Alhambra collection. Mm-hmm. We have a pair of earrings, 2 necklaces, and one of those lots includes a bracelet. So these, I guess the highest form of flattery is when people copy you, and these are copied quite often. These are legitimate. These are Van Cleef. But these are very just recognizable, high quality pieces. Along with that, the Cartier Panther is probably one of the most recognizable images from Cartier. We have a brooch in this auction that's just bedazzled in diamonds. There he is. So another animal to throw into the mix, but this one by Cartier. We have some classics like the Cartier Love Ring. We have some other just notable designers that you'd be seeking, like your David Webb bracelet, for example, with these beautiful amethyst cabochons. We have a pair of rock crystal amethyst earrings also, not from the same consignor, but also David Webb.
Right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you want to talk about the Tiffany designers?
Yes, absolutely. So we have in the sale a variety of different designers that created pieces for Tiffany. One of those is the Elsa Peretti scarf necklace. Mm-hmm. It feels like fabric. It's just absolutely great worn. And I think it's almost long enough that if you're petite, you can wear it as a belt. Just depends. But Elsa Peretti passed in March of this year. So I know people are probably most familiar if they've seen the series Halston, because Halston and Elsa Peretti were mused their relationship. But great designer, a lot of pieces for Tiffany. We have Angela Cummings, who also designed for Tiffany, and Schlumberger. There's a beautiful sapphire ring and a gold bracelet with diamonds by Schlumberger. And Tiffany's great because they let their designers sign their pieces. Some other houses that have notable designers, you don't see that designer's name on the item. But Tiffany's been great about promoting these artists.
It's great. So we also had this one you pointed out earlier, and I just thought it was so fun. The jewelry as art, these unconventional pieces, they're not precious stones, but they are beautiful and magnificent. Right. So this one, talk about this one that's first on our list. I can't remember the name. The
first one, so this is Joel Arthur Rosenthal.
Okay.
It's created in titanium and glass. So they essentially look like orbits when they're worn on the ear. It's such a cool piece. He's had museum exhibitions at the Met and many other places, books, tons of books. A lot of his designs are sort of, it's wearable art, essentially. It's just so cool and different. And it's nice that we have such a variety of pieces like this. There's another pair of earrings by a designer we've been seeing more and more at auction called Umrau. And they have fancy colored marquee diamonds in the center, and they're very three-dimensional. There are diamonds sort of underneath, and the center stones are suspended. And I think we have a video of those too. They're just fantastic. Super sparkly. They've got that great black accent. I believe it's enamel accent.
Love it.
But fantastic on. You're certainly gonna get a lot of compliments wearing that.
Yeah, there's a lot. They're attention grabbing. Okay, so let's talk about some of the time periods that are represented in this sale. On the cover of our catalog, we've got a beautiful Art Deco bracelet,
Yeah,
which
I happen to be
Jessica's
wearing.
also wearing. Lucky lady. So talk about that. Is that a trend right now, or
So
just kind of looking back to the glamorous?
Yeah,
days?
so our friend Emily would have owned quite a few Art Deco pieces. That was sort of her time period. Art Deco has always been collectible. You're going to get really high quality pieces, a lot of them French. The craftsmanship that goes into these Art Deco jewels are just exceptional, and you can't reproduce them. Only so many things were made in that time period.
Right.
There certainly are reproductions, which try to emulate the 20s and 30s style. But this one is true Art Deco, the bracelet that's on our cover. It is made for a slightly petite wrist. Mine's about a 6-inch, just to give you a frame of reference, but it's super comfortable. Back in the day, ladies would just stack these up all the way down their arm for a night out. Another fantastic piece is the Maupassant bracelet, which is another cover lot. It's in the form of flower. It's very three-dimensional. The diamonds extend all the way around the back of the bracelet, and it has yellow diamonds on the pistil, I guess is the
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm trying to remember my anatomy of a flower. But it's just a fantastic piece by Trabert-Hofer Maupassant. They unfortunately opened right around the crash in 29.
Yeah.
And Maupassant and Trabert-Hofer joined forces, and in the US created this line called Reflection. So they would essentially use colored stones, oftentimes cabochons. So this is a little unusual that they're yellow diamonds.
Okay.
But these big, just beautiful pieces that are so eye-catching. One of the designers that worked for Maupassant was Reusser, and he is known as Jeweler to the Stars. And we do have a ring from our California Socialites collection, if I'm not mistaken, and then a bracelet as well. So there's some Reusser pieces floating around in the auction, a little bit later than Deco, but along the same vein as far as design goes. And that's when you start getting into yellow gold versus platinum.
Okay.
With the war and moving away from diamonds into more gold and colored stones. That's when rose gold was coming into fashion. But this bracelet is one of my absolute favorites. Both of these, actually. I couldn't help but bring them both out to show.
Yes. Okay, and then mid-century is represented.
Definitely. So right now, pieces that we're seeing that are in high demand are more of the mid-century, 60s, 70s, again, sort of artist jewelry. One piece is the Arthur King ring, which has a number of colored diamonds, and I think we have that on the web. Yep, there we go. So this one is very textural, abstract. This was actually a collaboration between a colored diamond dealer and Arthur King. They were friends. So Arthur created this ring for his friend to give to his wife on her anniversary, and using the colored diamond dealer's stones. So that's what you see represented here. It's sort of a menagerie of different colors, and you can see how textured and just really King mark there, just chunky. And we've seen sort of a trend moving towards yellow gold and pieces like this. In our previous auction, we had some great watches with hardstone dials, malachite, lapis, but just big and just striking gold pieces. So white gold, rose gold. Rose gold was having a minute where everybody wanted that, and it was super trendy. And that's when pieces are a little more dainty, like pendants, and my wedding band is rose gold. So just a variety of items in rose gold. And retro, there's a lot of rose gold. White gold, honestly, I wear a mixture of things personally. When I was younger, it was all white gold, and I wouldn't even touch yellow gold. But your tastes change, and things, trends come and go. And I mean, really, when I think of buying at auction, buying jewelry in general, buy things that you like, regardless of what the trends are. You buy something that you love and you're going to keep forever. And if you aren't going to keep it forever, then you come see us and we help you divest of it.
Yeah. I mean, if you love it, it's timeless. So
Exactly.
Go for whatever it is you want. That's what I think. I agree. And then what's going on with pearls? We have pearls on our list here.
We do. So the cultured pearl market has been a little bit soft. Past 10, 20 years, actually. So the Akoya and South Sea cultured pearls, if you're looking to purchase, you can find some great pieces at reasonable prices. What we have is some more unusual pearls. So the first one is a quahog pearl. This one, it's a natural pearl. Its origin is the New England area, quahog. It actually comes from a clam rather than an oyster. And this purple color, purple is the most valuable of the quahog pearls, from what I understand.
Okay.
And it is non-nacreous. So nacre is what gives pearl their luster. So on a South Sea culture, a white South Sea cultured pearl, the nacre is what's going to make it look shiny. And this is actually a Van Cleef South Sea cultured pearl ring, which is absolutely stunning. I think I just have an affinity for this design in general because I keep pulling these big, chunky pieces. But the quahog pearl is non-nacreous. It has, this is one of my favorite terms, calcareous concretion is what it's called, and it has sort of a porcelain-like appearance. So it's not shiny, but it looks more like porcelain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the other one that we have that's sort of interesting is a conch pearl. This one actually comes from a sea snail. So again, not an oyster. It's known for this flame-like, and again, this is going to be a little tricky to see, but I just wanted to show this beautiful floral ring. This one, typically they're in an oval shape and pink. They do have variations in white and peach, but pink is one of the more valuable colors. Again, it's non-nacreous, so you're not going to see that luster, but there's this wavy flame-like effect that conch pearls have. And the larger these things are, when they're natural, the more valuable they are.
Yeah. This sale really has just some super fun pieces. Not that jewelry's serious on any day, but the animals and the flower designs, it's just some really fun stuff.
We have a great variety. Every sale is completely different. We never know what's going to come in for any particular auction, unless we've been seeking it out for a while and we finally get the okay. But the animals are fun. Basically, every time period is represented. We do also have timepieces. Our timepiece auction, which is separate from our jewelry sale, is November 17th. But we do have some ladies, Cartier, Rolex, a few different other makers in this auction as well, which is nice.
Very cool.
As I'm wearing my ginormous Apple Watch. Yeah, disregard.
So environmental factors are another thing that affect the market, the state of the market. So tell us some examples of what you're seeing there.
Sure. So climate change is affecting pearls and coral, the changes in the temperature of the water. It's going to be harder and harder to find these things because of that. So we do have a few beautiful suites in the auction by Tallarico. We have some David Webb as well with coral. And coral comes in various shades. So you have that lighter angel skin coral going to that sort of medium of the Tallarico, and a deeper red colored coral, which we don't have in this particular auction, but you're kind of getting there with the David Webb. So those are more angel skin, that lighter pale coral. But yes, it's going to be harder and harder to find coral because of climate issues.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the specialists in your department have chosen some of their favorite pieces. Did you want to highlight some of those?
Certainly. So there's an Art Deco necklace that I know our specialist in Chicago, Jamie, is a fan of. It came out of, I believe, the Shackley estate. It's a fabulous deco, sort of long necklace with seed pearls and platinum. It's a beautiful piece.
Okay. Let's see that one. Okay, there it is. Love that.
And I'm realizing that I left a piece sitting outside the door. Maybe we can show the Chalcedony Jean Vitel lot, and I'll get someone to bring over this.
Okay.
It can't be missed, and I promised I would show it because it's hilarious, but fantastic.
I think we have an elf that's going to help us.
Keep talking.
Anna in our Beverly Hills office, one of her favorite pieces is this sapphire and chalcedony suite. It's a pair of earrings and a ring, and I think we have a video of that. Oh, there we go.
So pretty.
Thank you. This is so ridiculous. No, so that's a fantastic suite. These just are beautiful pieces. The thing that couldn't be missed, though, is this ruby and zoisite hippo. And he's just adorable and has this great little diamond smile. Can you imagine just having him sit on your desk every day? And how could you not smile?
Okay, so I thought I had just seen fun pieces. That's the most fun of all.
Yeah, he is pretty fantastic. So it is, the body is ruby and zoisite is another mineral, and they tend to grow near each other. But he's just been adorned with a little diamond smile.
Yeah. Okay. Were there other ones that we?
The umrau were one of my picks. The earrings with the marquise in the center. Those are just some of my favorite earrings in the sale. And obviously the pieces that I have on, another trendy thing for anyone who caught the Met Gala, Timothée Chalamet wore a pair of white sweatpants with a cluster of brooches. And I took a cue, and I have 3 brooches here. One, the bow brooch is by Tiffany, and then the other one is by Van Cleef & Arpels.
Very fun.
Yeah, so a fun way to wear brooches. You can pin them to a clutch. You could wear them on your shoulder. People are using them as hair adornments, but there are a lot of great ways to use brooches, and gentlemen are wearing them on their coats now. Just repurposing items that were somewhat soft. The market was somewhat soft for brooches outside of the winter months, and people just weren't buying things like this anymore, and they're making a resurgence here.
I mean, just a few months ago, could you have even guessed that you would be inspired by Timothée Chalamet for your jewelry?
No, I had no idea. The Met's a great place to pick up jewelry trends.
Okay, what else? Did you have anything else of your favorites that you wanted to show us?
I think I hit everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have one question that came in before we started today. So let me read this to you. You can enlighten us all. What type of jewelry is preferred by the auction buyer that may not be preferred at retail right now? By type of jewelry, that can mean anything such as chunky or delicate, yellow gold versus white, or colored stones versus diamonds.
I think I touched on this a little bit as far as the color of metals go. We've certainly seen some trends in yellow gold increasing. Delicate versus chunky. Honestly, I think it's personal preference. It's whatever the wearer is comfortable with. So if you're not going to walk around every day with a giant diamond bracelet, it's fine to have one for special occasions, but maybe you're more interested in a wearable Rolex or a pair of diamond studs or a necklace that you can put on every single day. Having things like brooches to mix and match into your wardrobe is great. Colored stones, a lot of what we see in retail is based on branding. So colored diamonds, they call them chocolate or cognac or canary, these fun, beautiful terms for all these things. If they have maybe a lot in their inventory they want to sell, or it's a marketing campaign. So what you see in retail is usually driven by something. Tanzanites by Tiffany. Tiffany really branded a tanzanite. So most people weren't familiar with it until they started pushing them in ads and really bringing them to the forefront. So things like Spinel, for example, it's one of those lesser known colored stones to most people. There are a lot of people out there very savvy and who know exactly what Spinel is.
Right.
But it's a great alternative to ruby and sapphire. Tourmalines come in every color under the rainbow. Green, yellow, orange, pink, blue. Trying to think, gray for a while was real trendy. Auction, you're going to see such a variety of pieces, from designers to unsigned things. It honestly, I say buy what you like. That's the most important thing with auction.
Yeah.
It's fine if you're interested in things that are going to hold value. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not an investment specialist. I can't say you should definitely buy this because it's going to shoot right up. Or the gold market fluctuates. All of these things fluctuate.
Right.
So it's always good to invest in something that you love.
Great advice, regardless of the market.
Yeah, exactly.
So, did we have any other questions coming in, Tommy and Linda, our fabulous producers?
No.
Okay. All right. So this sale that we've been talking about is on December 6th. It's the holiday jewelry signature auction. But there's some previews coming up before that. So Jessica, can you give us a little recap of what those are?
Definitely. So we have our Dallas preview going on this Friday and Saturday here at our Dallas headquarters. So anyone who hasn't been out to the new headquarters should come take a look because it's fantastic. We've got some artwork on the walls and some other things to look at, but jewelry is the main event this Friday and Saturday. We appreciate appointments, but we won't turn you away if you show up. Next week, we have our preview in Beverly Hills. Again, Saturday and Sunday, pardon me. And we'll take a break for Thanksgiving and then end back up in New York on December 4th and 5th. The auction is going to be held here in Dallas, just due to COVID concerns. We're still operating out of the Dallas office for our physical auction. But in 2022, we hope to be back in New York, which is where that final preview is. And then we have that auction. It'll be on December 6th, though.
Okay.
And we have phone bidding. You can watch live on ha.com and bid right along as the sale progresses.
Okay. So there's lots of opportunities to see these pieces before
absolutely
the auction goes live. So
if you miss the previews, if you're not in a location near Dallas, Beverly Hills, or New York, again, you can ask any of the specialists. All of our information is on ha.com. My email address is Jessica D as in David at ha.com. We're all just, email or phone call away and happy to answer any questions people might have on any of the lots featured.
Good. Okay, well, this sale is exciting enough, but there are other exciting things happening in 2022 that I would love for you to talk about.
Yes.
The next signature auction is on May 2nd.
It is.
Next year. But there's some other changes with our weekly, and well, you talk about it. You know the scoop.
So the next signature auction is May 2nd. So we are collecting pieces for that sale now. Our deadline will be in mid-February. So if anyone is interested in selling any pieces that are sitting around in the safe and not getting use, we're more than happy to help with that. The big changes that are coming in 2022 are with our monthly auction. It's currently Friday night jewels. So every Friday night, not every Friday night, one Friday a month, we hold our Friday night jewel sale. It runs for 2 weeks. We, in 2022, are moving to Thursday. So it's going to be rebranded as Luxe Jewels. So same concept. It's a monthly auction. It'll be open on our website for 2 weeks. And we accept bids throughout that entire period. But it's going to have a slightly different name, but the same concept.
Okay. Same wonderful
jewels.
Offerings.
And we have our Tuesday jewel box, which is every week. So every week you can take a peek, and these are various price points. So there's really something for everybody.
Okay. So the gift giving season really goes all year long.
It does.
You can find something for everyone.
You deserve something all year round.
Yes. And do not forget to put you on your gift list.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jessica, for being here today.
It's been a pleasure.
And bringing all the beautiful goodies for us to look at. So everyone, get your bidding finger ready if you're clicking or if you're in person, whatever it is.
Visit us in Dallas and New York and Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot our boutique.
Oh, right. Yes.
Pieces available for immediate purchase. So if you just can't wait until December 6th or for one of our weekly or monthly auctions, we have a fabulous variety of pieces available on our website. It's called The Boutique at HA. And we have jewelry, timepieces, and luxury. So Hermes bags. You can pick yourself up a nice watch or a signed piece of jewelry. There's quite a variety of things. Yep, they're showing you there on the website.
Yes. I've actually spent a lot of time looking at the boutique personally, so I can attest that there are some great things there. So, okay. Well, this was fun.
Thank you so much, Rhonda.